Thank you.
Everyone good? Hi David.
Hi there.
How are you with the injury situation? Anyone coming back? Anyone missing?
No, we're getting much closer. We've nearly got a full squad. Thomas Souček's doing very well, and he's just about match fit, very close to it now, so he's recovered really quickly. And Malenko's back training, so we're very close to getting everybody back fit.
Both okay for the squad this weekend?
Say that again, sorry?
Both players okay for the squad?
Andre's not available, he's only just started training, but Thomas has got a very good chance, yeah.
What's your approach to facing Arsenal at a time like this, and how would you assess the situation at the bottom, obviously going for back-to-back victories, and all your rivals down there have got tough away games this weekend?
Well, every game in the Premier League is difficult. Arsenal all causes problems the way they do to most teams. They always have done over many, many years. But I think recently the way we've played gives us the belief that we think that we can play well. We think we can cause opposition problems. At the moment, we're in a good period. If we think we can score, so we'll try and take all those positives into the game and get something from it.
How do you feel about coming up against your former captain, Mikel Arteta?
Pretty strange. It probably tells me I'm getting old. But he was a great player for me. He helped change Everton. He helped change the team. He helped change the way we played. We had so many good players at the time. Mikel, Stephen Pienaar, Leon Osman were all terrific football players, and it changed what we had and improved us greatly.
What stood out about him? What were his best traits?
Well, he was always a really good football player, first and foremost. But as he grew and when he got to understand the Premier League, it took him a little while to settle in. But I think once he got used to it, he became a really good football player. He always was a really good football player. But I think once he got used to the physical elements of the Premier League, he developed into a really good captain. He was always a good professional. But his professionalism rubbed off on a lot of the people around him at the time. And I was really fortunate to have people like Mikel and other players around me who were really good players.
Do you have any specific examples of a time that he was able to help you as manager out in that captain?
He helped me all the time. He helped me all the time because he came into a club which was we were on the up, we were improving. He also came into a club which had good players and people who were good players, especially for Everton. And but Mikel gave us something different. And I don't think there's any one real moment I could think about, but probably the biggest disappointment was when I had to sell him to Arsenal. It was at the time he wanted to go. Arsenal was a good move for him, and probably at the right time in his career. But I have to say we missed him because he was an exceptional player.
Does it give you any sort of advantage having had him as a player in terms of what you face in Mikel Arteta as a manager?
No, I don't think so. I know Mikel, I know Steve Round very well, who's a really good coach. I think Mikel's now in another career path and doing really well. I think he started well. He's learnt under arguably one of the best coaches in the world, so it'll give him a lot of sort of information to go into the club he's at. But I think he'll remember a lot from the early days as well, and he'll go on to a very good and successful career as a manager, I've got no doubt.
Have you spoken to him this week?
No, I've not, no. And hopefully I'll see him after the game.
Declan Rice, 100 games for West Ham at the age of 21. I just wondered how you've seen him develop in your time as manager and how good can he still be?
Well, it's a great thing to get 100 games at his age under his belt in Premier League games. And I remember when we were here the first time, he was young, breaking into the team, maybe more a centre half at that time, but always had the ability to be a midfield player. And since then, he's gone on leaps and bounds, becoming England international, and he's improving. He's had some ups and downs, but overall, I think his form's been very good. We rely on him a lot. We need him, and he's a key player for us.
And just a general one on the situation down the bottom, it's so tight, it's changing every week. Just how well equipped are the squad at the moment in coping with the demands and the pressure of that sort of, what the final few games will bring?
Well, I think overall, we're without Ryan Fredericks at the moment with a shoulder injury, I think apart from that, we're nearly everybody fit. So we're very close to nearly everybody fit, I should say. So we're in a good place at this moment in time. It's slightly different to when we came in January. I think that we were short of players. We've suddenly started to get a few players back from injury. We made, I thought, a couple of really good acquisitions in January, which has added to the squad and given us more competition, more depth. So hopefully the squad we've got will be good enough to stay up. But there's a lot of good teams around the bottom of the league.
And just away from this game, I don't know if you've seen the scenes involving Eric Dyer this week at the FA Cup game. From a West Ham point of view, if that was a West Ham player, how do you think you would have reacted to that situation as a manager?
Well, I know Eric very well because he was at Everton with me as well, and he's a great boy, really good professional, from a really good sporting family and background, who understands all the issues in sport. For Eric to do what he's done, it must have been required or needed, and I've got to say, in many ways I admire him. I like it. I like that he stands up for his family. I like that he stands up for himself, and we all get criticism and we have to take it in different ways. We've seen there's many events recently where lots of people taking criticism don't take it that well. So footballers and football managers have to get it regular. Sometimes you can take it a bit worse than other times.
You say you admire that side of it, but I suppose the debate has been going into the actual stand. Do you think that maybe sends out a wrong message, or what would your...
Well, I'm just saying that I think that I like that he stood up for his family, and I think he's a really good lad, and I think he's a top professional, and I think that he's another boy who's doing really well. You very rarely see him, getting spoken about for the wrong reasons. So he must have done it because it was something which he really had to do.
Thank you.
Cheers.